how to twist a fringe. I have made sure that my fringes on both ends are the same size and trim them so that they're equal. And I'm going to cut out my header. The header is in there to make sure that the last and first shots of weaving stay up and don't fall out, kind of like this guy is doing right here. So I'm starting in about 1 inch, and I'm separating my warp. And you want to use something that's very sharp and with a small tip. I'm not just cutting across like this. I'm taking and actually pulling the tips up to make sure that I do not accidentally cut and catch a weft, or sorry, a warp end. Not the end of the world, but if you don't have to deal with a broken warp end, don't want to. Oops, that one did not cut very well. I'm going to pull those out. And it's helpful if you have some sort of a weight. And that's just to keep the scarf or whatever it is that you're fringing from moving. I can see that I do have a weft end that's dangling down here. I'm just going to tuck that guy out of the way so it does not get included in my fringe. I'm going to make this fringe 4 and 4. 4 and 4. And actually I'm going to make it 4 and 5 because here, if I separate them like this, then this weft can sort of fall out, but I can take and cross these over. So if I take the last one from the first bundle and the first one from the last bundle and cross them, you can see it's sort of catching that weft end. I'm going to separate, and so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take this first bundle, and using the fingers on my right hand, you can do it with your left if you're left-handed, I'm going to rotate them clockwise, so that's going this way. And I want to put a good amount of twist in it, and if I want to see what my fringe is going to look like, I can fold it back on itself and you can see what that fringe will look like. Now that I've got enough twist in that, I am going to pinch it between the first 2 fingers, and that frees up my thumb and fingers to do this one. And I'm going to twist this one clockwise as well. And then I'm going to put the 2 of them together and rotate them counterclockwise. And then put a knot in. I'm not going to tighten my knot just yet. I'm going to do that after I've twisted all of my fringes. I will adjust my knots and so that they're all nice and even and level. And go on to the next one. Oh, there's that end again. I'm gonna have to darn him in. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then cross over. So this bundle actually has 9 pieces of yarn in it. This one has 8, but your eye is not going to notice such a minute difference. So clockwise, clockwise, together, counterclockwise, and then a knot. And you'll notice when I'm making my knot, I'm using like the full length of the fringe, and then I'm going to sort of wiggle that knot down to be near the bottom, and again I'm not going to tighten it. And then I'm going to move over to this side and do the same thing on this side. that out of the way. A common mistake that a lot of people make when they are twisting fringes is that they don't put enough what I call initial twist in them. And if you are doing that, then you are going to end up with a sort of a bit of a loose, cross over these two guys, a bit of a loose fringe. So what that would look like is not a whole lot of twist, not a whole lot of twist. You can see the difference in them, and this one's not going to be as strong. And it doesn't matter how much extra twist you put into it, it's just going to roll back to still be a very loose fringe. So you want to put extra twist in. And then counterclockwise. And I'm trying to keep my fingers down as far down at the bottom of this as I can. And again, nice big loop and a knot. You'll notice that I still have my header in here, and that is to keep everything, all of this up and nice and snug until I actually get to the area. Otherwise, it's going to start to fall out just like that is doing. And how I deal with that is, as I get to that area, I will just take and pull these guys out a little bit. Kind of like that. And then once I'm all done, as I said, I'm going to tighten my knots, adjust them so that they're all nice and even. And after I've washed, I will want to trim those ends because they are a little bit uneven. Good luck.